Clean technology. Human being has made a very fast progress in technology. Though it has been a boon for us, the technological progress, but at times it has also created a lot of environmental imbalance and has also created a lot of pollution. That's the reason we are trying to create things which are eco-friendly, which will not be harming the environment in any way. Because of the environmental pollution which is increasing at a very rapid rate, we are trying to create environmental friendly technology, which is called as green technology or clean technology. We saw in the previous chapters also when we were learning about green energy. Here we are trying to understand how microorganisms can be utilized or microbiology can be utilized to reduce air pollution, soil pollution or water pollution. Microorganisms in general have a natural ability of decomposing the man-made chemicals. For examples, the hydrocarbons and other chemicals are transformed with the help of the microbes. Certain microbes have the capacity to remove sulfur from the fuel. Metals like copper, iron, uranium, zinc, etc., which leach into the environment from low quality metalloids. These are converted into compounds before leaching with the help of certain microorganisms like thiobacilli and sulfobacilli. That means the sewage that is created or maybe the waste that is created from the factories and etc., if they are treated with certain microorganisms, then the harmful compounds or harmful elements or metals can be converted into something else which is not so much harmful, and then they are maybe thrown in the water bodies, or they maybe they are disposed of in an eco-friendly way. This will be reducing the pollution level also. Sometimes we read about or we hear news of dead fishes or oily water accumulating on the sea coast. Sometimes we come to know that there are many fishes that has died and come up to the beaches, or there is a accumulation of oil on top of the water bodies. Now, how does this happen? Now, the spilling of oil occurs in due to various reasons. There can be many reasons. For example, maybe a oil carrying vessel has blast or something. There's an accident that might have occurred. There may be leakage or something like that. Now, oil, it is very difficult to remove oil by the mechanical method. It's not easy that you can actually sit and separate oil from the surface of the water. What happens when this oil accumulates on top of the surface? Because oil being on top, the oxygen etc. cannot pass through the layer of the oil, and because of which the aquatic plants and animals, they slowly start dying. That's the reason this oil proves fatal and toxic to aquatic organisms. And but it has been found that certain bacteria like the Pseudomonas and Alkanoborax etc., they have the ability to destroy the pyridines and other chemicals that is present in the oil. That means they degrade them, they decompose them, and slowly the oil just disappears. Hence these bacteria are used to clear the oil spills. These bacteria are called as HCB or hydrocarbonoelastic bacteria. They decompose the hydrocarbons and bring about the reaction of carbon with oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water is formed in this process. So what happens when water, carbon dioxide etc. produce? They can either evaporate carbon dioxide or dissolves in water, or does not cause so much of a problem. Plastic bottles are formed from a chemical called as PET. That's why we many times we call it as a PET bottles, which is the chemical name is polyethylene terephthalate polyester. Now nowadays we know that most of the garbage that comes out from cities and etc. are plastic. Everything that we are using and disposing are mostly made up of plastic. We are also aware that plastic does not easily get degraded. It takes millions and millions of years, and sometimes it just does not get degraded. Now, there are certain species of microorganism like the Vibrio, Ideanola, etc. They can decompose the PET, that is that chemical that is present in plastic. Also, there are certain species of fungi which has the capacity or ability to decompose rubber from garbage. So if you are utilizing this kind of microorganism to remove the garbage, it becomes easier for us to create a better environment, or maybe an eco-friendly environment that you can say. We know that acid rain contains sulfuric acid, and the sulfuric acid is a very harmful acid, and it causes a lot of erosion of metals present in statues, bridges, buildings, etc. Even if it falls on plants and animals, they will be killed or they will be harmed in a very bad way. There are certain kind of bacteria called as acidobacillus as well as acidophilum. They have the capacity to decompose sulfuric acid, and hence these bacteria can control the soil pollution occurring due to acid rain. Also, we have learned that uranium salts or uranium is released during the waste produced by nuclear power plants, or also during electroplating, etc. And again, we know that uranium is a radioactive waste. Obviously it will be causing a lot of harm to the environment. So there are certain kind of microorganism called as geobacter, which has the capacity to convert the salts of uranium into insoluble salts, and thereby prevent those salts from mixing with groundwater. The moment it's an insoluble salt, then it can be very easily removed and filtered. So the water that will be, or the groundwater will not be having this uranium salt dissolved into them. Hence, we are able to utilize microorganism at a various level to remove the waste from the air or air pollutant, or from the water, or from the soil also. Microbes and farming. We have already learned in the lower classes regarding rhizobium and azotobacter, how they help in increasing the fertility of the soil. Here we are learning about microbial inoculants. Certain microbes containing inoculants are produced by the process of fermentation. Now these inoculants are sprayed on the seeds before sowing, and some of them are sprayed on the plants. Now what happens is, this microorganism which is present in the inoculants, they help in the growth of the plant by supplying lot of nutrients. They also improve the quality of the vegetarian food. That means the nutrient quality also increases, and at the same time it helps in the growth also. Solution containing azotobacter and artificial nitrogenous is used in organic farming. See, what happens is, instead of utilizing chemical fertilizers or chemical pesticides, if you are using fertilizers or pesticides which are made up of microorganism or containing microorganism, they will not be harmful to the animals or the humans who are consuming them. That is why there is a process that we are trying to create, that in which we will be getting what is called as organic farming. That means we are just not utilizing any kind of inorganic chemicals in that growth of those plants. Soil pollution occurring due to chemical fertilizers can also be prevented due to use of certain solutions. For example, fluoracetamide like chemicals are mixed with soil due to use of chemical pesticides in agriculture, and they are harmful for the plants as well as the animals that are consuming the plants. This proves to be not harmful to other plants and animal as well as, and it can also cause skin disease to the humans. So these pesticides in the soil can be destroyed with the help of microorganisms. As I told you, that instead of utilizing chemical fertilizers or chemical pesticides, we can use things which are made by microorganisms and which are useful for the plants and animals. Bioinsecticides. As just now what we discussed, that there are certain insecticides, pesticides, weedicide, etc. that we use on the plants. They are not good for the animals or as well as the plants. So bacterial and fungal toxins which can destroy pest and pathogen can be directly integrated into the plants with the help of biotechnology. Being toxic to insects, they do not consume the plants. Similar to bacteria, some species of fungi and viruses are also useful as pesticides. Siponosan, a byproduct of fermentation, is a biopesticide. That means instead of using any chemical pesticide, we utilize certain pesticides which are made up of microorganisms, and they will help in the growth of the plant without causing any harm to the plant as such. Thank you. That completes the lesson about microbiology. In the next lesson, we will be learning about the question answers, and we will be discussing regarding the assignments and etc. Thank you so much.